Let's get right into it. Time is our most valuable resource, and yet so many entrepreneurs burn out trying to trade time for money. So, what if we shifted that narrative? What if your business could work for you and not the other way around? We've built a business here, Mayette and I, where the systems like client attraction or follow ups and training run on automation. And while, yes, all businesses require effort and time, the difference is that we now get to choose how and when we show up. That's what true time freedom means. Well, at least to me. So today's chat is about being real, building a business that takes intention, but when it's something you love and it's built smart and you make time for it, just like you make time for your family, hobbies, and wellness. So, welcome everyone to today's conversation with Mayette. Welcome, Mayette. How about you
Hello.
introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name's Mayette. I'm from Colorado. I'm a physical therapist assistant, nonprofit leader, a nerd, nerd with goals.
Nerd. I have to say, I noticed your Ghostbusters background
Oh,
there.
yes.
And I was like,
Patches
oh,
from everywhere.
yeah. I was like, my kind of
Yeah.
girl. Oh my God. I think I've watched it a million times. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So, uh, I know, but yeah, hey, it's like I'm a kid at heart. So,
I love it.
that's why we
I
need all that time freedom to play.
Exactly. I love it. Totally. Allow yourself to play. Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you, Mayette. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone, for being here. So, like I said at the little introduction, we're talking about time. So, my first question, we're going to get right into it, is what does time freedom look like to you right now? And what would it look like if you have the business that's supporting it?
Yeah. So to me, so right now like I work in healthcare and, I also do, my little like volunteer work for the nonprofits and all that stuff. I love crafting and everything. I want to do everything basically. So they always tell me I'm the Jill of all trades, but like I can only do so much. But anyway, so to me, time freedom right now is about flexibility. Being able to manage the things that I would love to do every day. And with a fully supported business, it means that I can have more time for my passion. Being able to still work as a therapist, be able to, volunteer my time to work with the nonprofits, you know, do like be part of the cosplay community still, and just do my crafting at home. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Oh, I totally get it. I'm the same way. For me, it's exactly that. The way I word it for myself is having that choice, like having that choice. And when you have the choice to do what you want, you make the time for the things that you want, right? I
yes,
understand everyone has 24 hours in a day, and sometimes a big chunk of that portion is taken away for work, but hence why building an online business is to get to that transition of possibly leaving the 9 to 5 grind and then focusing only on the online business. But then when you do have your own online business, and this one, which is a lot of it automated, then it gives you that time to do everything else, which is choice, which is to me freedom, which is, uh, you know, I don't craft, I paint, I don't craft, but I paint.
yeah,
So
nice,
for me, it's being
yeah,
able to do things like that. And yeah, I find it super important
totally.
to totally live it up
Yes,
fully,
yeah, we
fully,
were just
fully.
talking about it, like my husband and I were talking about, it's like we can't like wait until we retire from our 9 to 5 to be able to enjoy life. We got to do it now while we can.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because somebody had asked me, right? So I've been a flight attendant for 25 years, and somebody asked me, like, would you ever quit flying? And I'm like, well, I'm really close to retirement at this point. And Not necessarily, because I still see it as a choice to go and travel. I don't feel like
Yes.
it's necessarily work. So, it depends for everyone that chooses to do this online business. Some people decide to stay with their work because they still actually quite enjoy it. It's not necessarily just to build an online business to leave the current job, but if that's what you choose, then that's a possibility,
Right.
right? We've seen people leave. So it is very, very exciting. So time freedom is built, it's not given. A business with automation doesn't mean zero work, right? It means smart work. So time freedom comes from building upfront and letting systems handle the repetition. So think about automated emails and client onboarding, training portals, schedule content. You're still in the driver's seat, but you've installed a cruise control for the ride, right? And I find that like pretty amazing that once you've set everything up, the daily tasks to keep it running doesn't have to, it's not 9 to 5 at
Yeah.
all,
Yep.
right?
Totally.
Yeah. So here I've got another question then for you. Let me see. So, where do you feel like most of your time gets leaked during the week? Is it due to lack of system or clarity or direction? And this might not necessarily be for you, but our audience that might be listening in, right?
Yeah. Um, to me right now, it's basically it depends on the situation. It keeps shifting. I think
Yeah.
mostly during the week it's towards my 9 to 5 job, and then it's either like early in the morning. I kind of like spend a little time, an hour before I go to work to kind of check on my online business, and then 9 to 5, and then come back home, check on the business again. Especially right now that I'm still building it, it's you
Yeah.
have to constantly check, because with any startup, with anything that you start, any project or whatever, you have to like constantly check on it until everything goes smooth. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think right
absolutely.
now it's not like it's a lack of system. It's just more like trying to figure out, okay, how am I organizing the things, prioritizing everything. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it brings me right to the next point, right? So it's creating time, but conscious habits, right? So block non negotiable you time before work or
Yep.
schedule some content, that could help you for your business on social media. So creation, like, I don't know, you could say, okay, this weekend, I'm going to spend an hour just maybe creating content, and then batching, right? We learned that too, how to batch all our social media posts, right? And then
Yeah.
it gives you more time maybe during the week to maybe just answer some messages or comment on some other posts, engage, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that sometimes, even though you might start something, if it's something that you really want, it's all about making the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it, and it doesn't have to be hours on end. So if you have less time, then block off little portions of it, because every actionable step that you take leads to bigger things in the long run. So
Totally.
for
Yeah.
some people it might be really quick, and for others it might be slower, and that's the beauty of when you own your own business, is that you choose how you want to use that
Yes.
time up.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
nobody telling you like, oh, you gotta do it fast, like by today, end of day, you gotta give me a report or whatever. You can
exactly.
totally do whatever you want.
Exactly, exactly. I just this just popped into my head though, because I know sometimes people will say, "Oh, I have a hard time um motivating myself," right? The beauty of this too is that we all have each other to support each other. So it's not just, here's an online business and figure it all out on your own. Yes, the training is amazing and there's, videos, step-by-step training, uh but so many people there in the community to help you build that online business. So
Yes. Yes.
that, and sometimes just seeing other people's um milestones makes you go, okay, I might just add another half an hour to my day to or my week or whatever because I wanted to move quicker. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. My next question to you then would be, do you believe you need to be on like 24/7 to have a successful business?
You know, probably if you asked me that like what 5 years ago, I probably would say yes, because it's being in healthcare for so long that that's our mindset is, oh, we got to do there, or we got to go give a couple extra hours because the patient needs it, but no, with like these days, the technology these days, it helps you, automate. It helps you set things like pre-program things for you, like especially your social media posts. You can pre-program them, and of course, you like all you need to do is basically spend maybe 10% of your time to be there, like today, do our live, just to make sure
Yeah.
that we are true people
Yeah.
behind social media. So, but
Exactly.
yeah, it's like these days it's so much easier, and I don't spend 24/7. Like even though with my other extracurricular activities aside from my 9 to 5 work, I still sleep like 6 to 7 hours every day, every night. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. And I think sometimes people stay stuck in like certain beliefs that they have about online business or business period, right? And success and so on and so forth. And sometimes those beliefs could block you from even moving forward, or a fear of some sort that will keep you from um, even just wanting to learn more, right?
right, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes we need to sit back and say, okay, what are my beliefs towards this, and why is it that it's keeping me from moving forward when really deep down inside I want change in life, right? So change requires choice. You will need to commit time up front. The question is, are you willing to trade short term effort for long term freedom? Yeah. So if
right.
your business vision includes more time with family, more space for health or travel or creativity, then choose a model that reflects that. So here's another question for you. If you had more time in your day starting tomorrow, what would you do with it?
I was just saying that to me. It's like if I had more time, if my business was already like, running smoothly and I don't have to do as much as I am doing now, yeah, definitely like travel,
Yeah.
um, crafting,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah. Of course.
cosplay, do more charity work, and just having fun in life. I think we are so, it's like growing up, you go to school, and then, after school, you go to college, build a career. It's just so ingrained to every single one of us that this is what you do. You go to school, and then after you graduate from college, you find a job, and then you work from how old you were after school all the way to like 60, 65 years old, or even lately in the United States, 70, 75 years old are still working, so
Yeah.
that's ingrained into us, and it's kind of like a pre-program in our brain, which
Yeah.
it's so hard to shift from that, because that's what everybody's doing, and then you try to shift. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you doubt
Yeah.
yourself, like, am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
Which is, I've learned from, being in this business, it is possible. It is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think there is definitely a shift happening with the traditional way of work. And we could see it with the younger generation, right? And social media and technology, how they're really taking advantage of those tools and the outlet to create something that's different and not your cookie cutter box life that we're so used
Right.
to 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 know of, right? And I kind of I applaud some of these like younger generation people that are going out there and trying it and going for it. And I think because I think my dad were like the same age, right around the same age, and it's hard to it's from what we've learned from our parents and
Yes.
society. So to get
Yes.
away from that could be very difficult for some people. But creating an online business too, I would say, like this one in particular, doesn't mean like just do this and quit everything else. No, that's the
No.
beauty of it. It's so easy to follow that you take it step by step at your own pace, whatever you're comfortable with, right? So what would be a small shift that you could make that's realistic today to see that change that might happen tomorrow?
I think I would so um like when I first started working in healthcare, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do all these things. But I think these days, like if I have to do a shift today, I think I would just kind of do a lot more organization and then just kind of allot some time, to like, okay, if I'm gonna be at work for from 8 to 5, that's it. That's all I have to do. And then other things like do not like I shouldn't even like think about my 9 to 5 job at home. And I
Yeah.
should be able to like do the things I want to do at home, relax if I just not do anything, just relax, or catch up on my shows, or do
Yeah.
some crafting. Yeah, so a
Yeah.
little shift like that, because it also like if you start thinking that way, then it can kind of it becomes like, to me, it probably will become a habit, and then the little tiny shifts will become like big shifts, and then
Yeah.
you'll see that big result, like eventually at the end you'll have like a happier, more fulfilled life, I'd say.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people search for that, right? A fulfilling life, whatever that may look for people. And it's
right.
interesting what you said too before. You said to, serve your community, to do some volunteer work, and that's just it. When you're working 9 to 5 and you're busy and you're coming home, people don't necessarily have that time to go and
Yeah.
help out in their community, but to have an online business that gives you more time, then you're able to focus not just for yourself and how your business is doing, but to be able to go serve others. And I think that is also a huge key to creating your own online business.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big, and we see it in our community as well, right? It's the everyone helping each other out, and from across the world. Like Maya, you're in the United States, I'm in Canada, but there are
Hmm.
people everywhere on this planet doing this
Yeah.
online business, and it's so beautiful to see. I just absolutely love it. So, is there anything else that you would like to add in tonight, Mayette, before I close this conversation off?
Yeah, so for for anybody that wants to have more time in life to be able to do the things that matter, like that's more important to you. If you just plainly want like more family time, because I know everybody's just having a hard time finding that time with family, because you're basically like, depending on how far your work is, you're probably spending at least like 10 to 12 hours away from home. When you get home, you're all tired. But I would say maybe just be intentional with your goals, like prioritize things. Like I think I had like I talked about it in one of my go lives like a few weeks ago. You know, even if you just pick like two or three goals for the day or for the week, like the things that you need to do, start with those two or three, and then eventually you can add a couple more, and then it becomes like, a habit of what you do every day. It becomes like a good practice every day, and then it just helps you get to your goal, and whether it's a short-term goal for the week or your goal for like a year or two from now, it's
Yeah,
I think that's, and try to find, I'd say, like, we're talking about like time, and some people have a hard time like finding that time to be with family, but at least if you can have, even if it's 15 minutes or like an hour, take that time and then just, like, spend it with like whatever makes you feel happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly it, right? It doesn't have to be hours on end. It could be small actionable steps. Like you said, 15 minutes, but it's incredible in the long term what it could it adds up, and the outcome that you could receive from all those actionable steps. The universe will reward you for the work that you put in, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah,
Just like today at work, it's Nurses Week, and they had some ice cream for staff this today for ice cream for staff for residents, and so we like I was like, you know what? I need a scoop. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes enjoying a scoop of ice cream.
yes,
It makes my day
exactly.
happy.
Exactly.
So
Right?
yeah,
Little things that bring joy.
yes,
It's amazing. Thank you so much, Mayette. And thank you, everybody else that's here. And just in closing, I want you to ask yourself, am I building a business that runs me or one that gives me life? And if you're ready to build smart and not burn out, reach out to Mayette or myself. There's a way to have both income and time. You don't, they can coexist.
yes, I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for being here. And you could catch Mayette here. Her website is right there at the bottom um, of her little square. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
call it.
It's www.mayetteeggleston.com. So,
Excellent. Yes. Anyone around the world who's interested, reaching out, reach out, and we will catch you on the other side and possibly more go lives. And we'll share more of our business and what we've learned from it. Goodbye, everyone. Thank
bye. Thank
you.
you.